So today I am building a walnut cracker, or also known as a nutcracker, but this I'm not building like the traditional nutcracker, the one that basically has a handle that cracks the nut. I'm building a twisting form. I saw it online or on YouTube where we have a threaded rod that goes into it, and the threaded rod is the thing that's going to be cracking the walnut. The idea behind it is I'm going to drill a hole right in the middle of this, and the threaded nut will be putting pressure onto the walnut and slowly cracking it as I'm threading threading it in. I have a 1-inch thread, and I have a 3/4-inch thread, wood thread, that I'm going to be using. I have made 2 blanks. Uh, I had a piece of I have a branch, a piece of maple branch that I in the back of my house, and it fell a while ago, and I was stored in my bucket of scrap wood to dry. And yesterday I pulled it out. You can still see, the outside edge of this, and for me, I didn't really care because this is kind of like an experiment, and this actually might be a little bit too small because the walnut will take up this much space, and the area here might actually be too much for it to take, but I'm just going to try it anyway. See how it goes. My thread over here, so we'll see. Yeah. Right now, I'm in the process of cleaning up the glue up. The alternative is, since this is actually thicker than this, I might actually do a boring of this and do the threading this way. That might also be an alternative to this, as that might actually be a stronger bond doing this way, and yeah, I might do that. So for this one, there might be a slightly different orientation. I might be doing a stack like this instead. This one, definitely, because of the fact that the vertical here, the face grain right here, and this face grain right here, surface area is bigger. I'm going to bore a hole right here, and I'm going to thread right down here. I'm going to try to do a octagon to make it look fancy. I'm not quite sure. At the moment, I'm not sure yet. I might keep it square. But right now, I'm just cleaning out the glue line. What I'm going to be using to clean out the glue line would be a card scraper. I tend to use card scraper. Move on to a very coarse 220. When I say coarse, 220. That's most people ends at 220. That's the funny part. Most people ends at 220, and I start at 220. This is 600. You can see. So my process is slightly different from other people. I don't normally follow convention on how other people do things. Alright, welcome back. Welcome back. I just finished drilling some hole in here so that I can start tapping some hole for the threaded rod. I have used a 1.5-inch Forstner bit to drill a hole in here so that a walnut can be dropped in here. And I intend to put a 1-inch threaded rod down here, so that as I turn this, as I crank down on this, the threaded rod will crack a walnut. So this will be my new nut cracker. Same thing right here, same exact thing. 1.5-inch hole, 1-inch rod. This is actually not a 1-inch hole. This is only a 13/16 hole right here, because the threaded rod need to be small. The hole needs to be smaller so that the thread needs to be riding in it. So that's the reason why it's smaller. So without further ado, let's get the threading started. So this oak handle gonna go on there. If this oak handle is gonna go on there, then what I intended to do is, I'm wondering if I should shorten this oak handle by half and thread a T on here and shorten this. So if this thing's all the way down, this is all the way down, so the threading of this thing is perfect. What I want to do is ensure that this is perfect too. If I were to come up to here, and if this things were cut in half, this thing's cut in half, it would be this short. And if I were to put a T on here, if I were to put a T on here, that means that let's split this in half. Let's see how long this would be. This thing is 4 inches and 23/64. So a little bit less than 4.5. Four and a half is over here. Yeah, a lot less than 4.5. So it's a little bit under 4.25. It's about a little bit over 4.25. Not exactly. So if I cut it, if I use a bandsaw to cut this, say I believe this is 4.25. So this will be 2 1/8. So drop this down to 2 1/8 to be half of it. Two and an eighth. Yep. So, one down, one to go.